Hello to all our viewers. A good afternoon to you all. Thank you for always joining us. Thank you for always watching our episodes and taking us back during our last episode. We were talking about having sex talks with our children. And from what our guest said, it is important to have sex talks with our children because if we don't talk to them, then someone else will actually talk to them. And whatever they will tell them, we won't be sure of what it will be. So, with me in studio, I already have our visitors um, call them our guest speakers. They are already in studio, two of them, as we wait for others to join us. And today's topic is low self esteem. Harness the power of your thoughts and beliefs and feel better about yourself. So, like I've been sharing quotes throughout the course of the week, telling us how we have to love ourselves, how we have to feel good about ourselves. So I'm going to allow our guests to introduce themselves and then we can start. Let's first get to know them and then we can start our today's episode. Let's start with Madam Evelyn. Kindly introduce yourself and say hello to the viewers.
Hello, everyone, and good morning from Ghana, and good afternoon in your country. And it's wonderful to be here. It's nice to be here. And I want to thank Madam Irene for this platform to talk to the youth, and as the youth are our future leaders. My name is Mrs. Evelyn Oyelamti. I am an air traffic controller by profession, and currently I'm the Global Vice President of Young African Women Congress. I'm also the President of Ghana Civil Aviation Ladies Association. I've been the Vice President for the Professional Women Controllers, and I am a founder of a small intercessory group that is Women in the Gap Network, that we pray for our families, children, and the nation as well. So basically, um, that is Madame Evelyn Oyelanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Evelyn, and we are so blessed to have you and so blessed to know that you can actually spare time of your busy schedule to come and speak to us. And I'm so expectant, and I believe also our viewers are so expectant. Now, I think we are going to start our discussion. And but before we start, for those who are just joining us, it's the real chat, and I'm your host, Mrs. Mutekanga. Thank you for always joining us, and it's always a pleasure to bring you our new episode. So, Madam Evelyn, help us understand what we mean by self-esteem, and what could be the indicators of low self-esteem.
Thank you very much. And there are many definitions when you talk about self-esteem, but I would say that self-esteem is what we think, feel, and believe about yourself. Having confidence in one's own ability or worth. Self-esteem can be low or high, and whether low or high, self-esteem often comes as a result of our upbringing, our culture, the environment we grew in or find ourselves in, which can be the our place of worship, our place of work, or etc. Low self-esteem is the lack of confidence, and feeling badly about yourself. People with low self esteem often feel like they are unloved, they are incompetent, they are rejected, and they make poor choices. They often find themselves in abusive or destructive relationships, as well as living below their full potentials. On the other hand, when we talk about high self esteem, it's having confidence and feeling good about yourself. People with high self esteem have a positive outlook on themselves. They feel optimistic and are motivated by their successes and strive to achieve more. How well do we appreciate and like ourselves? Through the lens of your appearance, your beliefs, your emotions, behaviors, and your performances. How do you feel about yourself? When you check your things through this things that I've said, your through the lenses of your appearance, your beliefs, and etc. Accepting yourself for who you are and believing in yourself has a great impact on our day-to-day activities, in our relationships, in our success, and in our happiness as a whole. Extreme high or low self-esteem can be damaging, but a realistic yet positive outlook of yourself would be much appreciated. When we talk about indicators of low self-esteem, we're talking about the signs. There are some few things that you can see when you see all those traces that you are going through. You check your life and you know that, okay, if I have, does the meaning that I am having low self-esteem? I think we have a lot of them, but I'll speak to a few of them. When you find yourself comparing yourself to other people and judging yourself that, okay, I am not good enough. Other people are better than me. I feel so unworthy and undeserving. My darling, you deserve the best. You are created in the image of God, and therefore you deserve something better. The good book can tell us that I knew you in the womb before you were born, and I had a purpose and a plan for you. So God have a purpose and a plan for you. So you should put it at the back of your mind that I am beautiful, I am worthy, and I deserve the best. You find yourself being overly apologetic, even when there's nothing to be sorry about. Sometimes, because of low self esteem, anything that happens to you, okay, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, there's nothing to even be sorry about. You also pay so much attention to your weaknesses than your strength. You pay so much attention to your weaknesses, which is also an indicator of low self-esteem. You find yourself being undecisive, seeking approval from people on decisions that can easily be taken by yourself. And frequently, you experience negative feelings, such as you experience things like fear, shame, anxiety, depression. And these things are not good for our health. And I would want to believe that you don't want these things to happen to you so that you can even invite sicknesses for yourself. So when you are having these few indicators. I think I'll speak lastly to you struggle. I mean, you tend to struggle a lot to accept compliments from people. When somebody give you a compliment, oh, you are doing well, you can easily say thank you than say, is that me? Somebody can also tell you that, oh, you look beautiful. The responses, me? Yes, you look beautiful. Yes, you are worthy. Yes, you can do it. People feel so intimidated by other people's action. And you could also feel, you find yourself constantly worrying about people's opinion and judgment about you. What I want to say is that people are entitled to their opinions, and there is nothing that you can do about it. There is not, you can't change it. There is nothing that you can do about it. But the good news is that those opinions are not facts. So why do you worry about opinions? Why do you worry about people's opinion that you can't change? Those are just noises. And I pray that you pay no attention to such noises and be focused. I would want to just pause here, and then other speakers can come in so that we can just go ahead with that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Evelyn, for that detailed introduction of our topic. And I believe now our viewers know what we are talking about and what our discussion is about. Self-esteem, feeling good about yourself. And for those who are just joining us, it's the Real Chat with me, your host, Mrs. Mutekanga. And we are so happy to have you join us today. So we are going to our next question of discussion, which is what causes low self-esteem? We've seen the indicators, but as we know, when we are born, we are not born with low self-esteem, I believe, because you see kids, they love themselves, they dance, they do this. But as we grow up, maybe some things contribute to us having that low esteem or developing low esteem. So over to you, Fred. The question is, what causes low self-esteem? Fred, kindly unmute. Fred, are you there? Fred, okay, it seems Fred is still a bit caught up. Fred,
Yes, I'm here. The network was not very good.
okay. So we were
Mm,
asking that what could be the causes of low self-esteem? Because as we know, we are not born with low self-esteem. So help us understand what could be the causes of low self-esteem so that our viewers can
yeah.
actually know. Hmm.
Okay. I just wanted to add a little bit on what Evelyn said. Then I can move on to the question that you've asked. Self-esteem is one of the life skills that we need. We have three sets. We have skills of living, uh, knowing yourself. That is where self-esteem falls. And then there are skills of knowing and living with others. And then there are skills of decision making. So now self-esteem falls under that category of knowing and living with yourself. There are so many people, as Evelyn said, that are not comfortable with themselves. They are not comfortable in their own skin. And so if you do not know how to live with yourself, then it becomes very difficult to live with others. So thank you so much for this topic. That is very, very insightful. So some of the causes of low self-esteem is upbringing, the way you've brought up. Just as Irene, you said clearly that no one is born with low self-esteem, but you can be born in a family where you feel you don't measure up. Maybe your parents had a lot of expectations of you beyond your ability, and so somehow you feel like you can never reach the bar that has been set for you. So upbringing affects your self-esteem so much. Maybe you grew up with a stepmom. Sorry for using that example. I know that all stepmoms are not bad, but maybe you grew up with somebody that really rubbished you and showed you that you cannot amount to anything. You were abused daily and called names, and so that affects your image, and so you feel you don't measure up. And then um, most of these factors are not really inbuilt, but they are external factors that usually affect our self-esteem. Maybe still in your upbringing, they used to call you ugly, and so when you also look in the mirror, you really see you're ugly. You cannot measure up with other people. So my emphasis will be really there on upbringing, the way you were brought up. So if you were brought up being appreciated and told and told you're handsome, you're beautiful, and you're told all those good things, and also that boosts up your self-esteem and self-worth. Because when we are talking about self-esteem, we cannot remove self-worth, we cannot remove self-awareness and self-introspection, but it all comes as a result of what you've been told and the environment around you. So for now, I would say that, then we'll add on as other speakers also tell us what they think. Thank you, Irene.
Yes, hello.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, yes. Yes, you can add your
I,
voice.
I would want to, yes, I would want to add a little to what Fred has said that causes to the low self-esteem. We could also go through low self-esteem by experiencing um, a- any potential illness. Maybe you have some illness or disabilities. You tend to hide it. You don't want people to recognize it. You don't want people to see it. So it makes you um, down. It makes you unworthy. It makes you not to even mingle yourself with people or even go to where, I mean, we have a lot of people, or maybe in class, a question can be asked or something. Because of those disabilities, you feel unworthy to even express yourself or speak up. So basically, I would also want to add that. And maybe we also go through low self-esteem, maybe physical limitations. There are times maybe you you find yourself in people, you might not know some information, you might not know um, a lot of things, and people are trying to talk about it. You feel bad, and based on what people are saying, you feel that, oh, okay, I don't deserve here, I'm not here. I have little knowledge about those things, so therefore, I mean, those people are more worthy than me myself. The low self-esteem can also come by as a result of some um, abuses. Maybe you went through rape. Maybe you went through some rape, and you had it had so much effect on you, so that you can't even come up. You can't even come to yourself. You can't even forgive yourself or heal from that kind of rape that you have gone through. So basically, those are some few things that I really wanted to add to what Fred had already said. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Evelyn and Fred, for those submissions. And in case, for those who have just joined us, it's the real chat, and you can always give in your submissions through the comment box. You can ask your questions, and they will be responded to by our guests. We have to really get to know how we can love ourselves, because without love, you cannot love esteem. Without self-esteem, then you're even limited, your abilities and all that. If you don't believe in yourself, then there is nothing much you can really do. Um, as our previous speakers have said, with low self-esteem, sometimes even the people around you contribute. If you're around people who don't believe in you, if you're around, let's say you're in a marriage where you're being harassed, or you're being in an abusive marriage, sometimes it brings down your esteem. And also, if you are growing up maybe in that environment that Fred has talked about, maybe you grew up with your stepmother, and you know someone who used to tell you, you're not worthy anything, or you get bad grades and your parents shout at you. I believe even parents actually can either build or damage their children's esteem. So I think Olive has Olive has also joined us. Olive, are you there? You don't see your camera.
Irene, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So you can also join the
Um,
discussion. We are talking about what causes low self-esteem. You can add your voice.
Hi everyone. This is Olivia from Caro Atire Cancer Foundation. You're going to excuse my video. I think every time I switch it on, my network sort of disintegrates. Yeah, so I think I would have to do this via the audio, the submission via audio. Um, I hope I'm audible. Is it okay? Um, so the topic this afternoon is quite insightful, because this is something, whether you have high self-esteem, yeah, you can still go back to that situation where you have the low self-esteem. Basically, with esteem, self-esteem, you could alternate through high, low, in between, yeah. So the causes, looking at the causes, it varies. Fred talked about the upbringing. Evelyn talked about the trauma. I would love to address all of us, not only the youth, because for the adults, like you said, Irene, those who are in marriages, yeah, you feel you've accomplished something by getting married. So at the end of it all, when you get divorced, there is that sense of failure, that sense of have failed at something. Most people who do get divorced tend to go back and get that low self-esteem. How do I get out there again? How do I start approaching relationships again if I've failed before? So this can also be a cause of low self-esteem, like divorce. The stressful life events. Divorce can be a stressful life event, basically. Then we look at the students. Our students have a lot of pressure at school, pressure to perform, pressure to excel academically, pressure to be someone in the future, like whom, like you know how they ask you, whom do you want to become? Pilot. Whom do you want to become? Doctor. So you find that one child who can't even utter that word. Like, how do I start saying I want to become a pilot? How do I, that low self-esteem, that pressure on our students, the academic pressure to perform well in class, the academic, the pressure from the parents themselves, yeah. Like, I paid my school fees, how do you come up with such report cards, yeah. So there are very many causes of low self-esteem. Then you look at the friends we make. This applies even to us adults. The friends we make can be bad influences, which bring about our low self-esteem. Yeah. Then just the trend these days, the media has also played a big part. in causing the low self-esteem. People view success in different things. Yeah? Like you look at the musicians on TV, you look at the jewelry they are wearing, yeah, things like that. So you tend to believe, personally, if I'm not up to those standards, really am I any good? Yeah, so our media also plays a big part in leading to this low self-esteem. Then the mood disorders such as depression, some people do face these medical situations, depression. You find someone who is disabled, the physical disabilities. Yeah? Some people who are diseased, like HIV, yeah, cancer. These people have low self-esteem. They believe I'm done for. What more is there? What more is out there for me, to pick up on? Um, then maybe one story I did come across was the one for our young girls. You do realize our young girls tend to develop breasts, yeah, quite early on. So there was a parent who was saying my daughter developed her breast started developing at 8 years old, and this was very young. 8 years old. The father was like, "Oh, could this be normal?" Then she's like, "It was so bad. She was at school. She's the only one in class with her breasts. Everyone is looking at her like this different person." Yeah. Then that it went to a point whereby the neighbors, the relatives are asking, "How old is that daughter of yours?" So she was like, my daughter became withdrawn. She became so silent. But I had to come up as a parent and tell her this is normal. Yeah, this happens. Yeah. Don't be so down. Don't lose your esteem over something which you can't actually control. Evelyn talked about these opinions we can't actually control. Yeah. Like, don't mind other people's opinions. This is something happening to you. So at the end, the parent was like, when she pushed to secondary, she realized there are other girls with big breasts. Then she got back her confidence. So causes of low self-esteem are quite many. But I think those are the ones I could mention for now. Yeah, back to you, Irene. Irene, you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Olive, for that. For those who are viewing us, you can actually send in your submissions, your questions through the comment box, and we will actually respond to them. And I was saying thank you, Olive, for that detailed submission. And I think we actually, me myself, I can say I'm learning a lot regarding the what we've talked about so far. So our next point of discussion is what are the benefits or what are the advantages do we get if we have high self-esteem? What are those advantages or the benefits? I think let me send this to Olive. You can start on this, and then Fred will join in and give his voice, add his voice on it.
Oh, let me first try the video. Oh, it's still not working.
You
So I
use the
think today,
audio, it's
Irene,
okay.
I think today I have to just go with audio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
okay, Olive.
benefits. Yeah, so
Mm.
benefits of self-esteem, high self-esteem. Yeah.
High
So
self-esteem.
basically, if you have low self-esteem, you're deprived of various benefits. Yeah. So moving towards high self-esteem, you get to gain a lot. Yeah. So I would speak to about 3 or 4 benefits. Um, if you're self-confident, you have high self-esteem, you're able to form secure and honest relationships. Yeah, with you're able
Mm.
to reach out to others. Yeah, so just like what we are doing right now, just it's only because we do have our esteem at a high point whereby we are able to reach out and form these relationships with each one of us. Yeah. Then you're assertive in expressing your needs and opinions. If you have high self-esteem, you always go far in achieving your goals because you are assertive. Yeah, you know what you want. And then you express what you need and what your goal is. Then you're confident in your ability to make decisions. Yeah, basically, if you're self-confident, yeah, you can make these decisions quite easily. Yeah, you're able to tell if I go with this, I'm sure I would succeed. Yeah, you're just confident. You push on that positive energy. Irene, I think that's what I can say for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olive. Fred, you can add your voice to that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Olive. Uh, yeah, what I can add on is when you have high self-esteem, you're not taken for granted. Yeah, when you have low self-esteem, you can be taken for granted, taken for a ride. But when your esteem is high, people cannot just take you for granted. Then just want to add on what Olive said, effective decision making. When you have high self-esteem, you make effective decisions. You don't make decisions based on what will other people say, how will they see me. So it's not about all that, but you just go ahead and make a decision that is beneficial to you and others as well. And then, some of the other benefit of high self-esteem is being healthy. You become healthy because you feel good about yourself, and you can actually take care of yourself. Yeah, because it's that esteem that pushes you to take care of yourself and then look good and then advance in life because you love yourself. But if you don't, then you will not work on becoming better. That is what I can submit for now. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you so much, Fred, for that. Evelyn, do you have something to add on what the benefits of high self-esteem are? Like,
Very well, thank you. Um, some of the benefits of high self-esteem is that you be yourself. Like the earlier said, you make quality decisions. You are yourself. You can take those decisions. You can meet your goals. You know your visions. You can um, take quality decisions, stand by it, defend it, and you see to it that you achieve your goal and work at it. You can also take on constructive criticisms. Maybe you are of yourself. So if somebody criticizes you constructively, I mean, you know your worth, and therefore you can accept it, make amends, and then move forward. You can with another benefit of high self-esteem is you feel to take on new challenges. Because you are so much into yourself, you believe in yourself, you take on new challenges, face it, work on it. You are motivated by even your past successes, and then you know that, okay, this one I can do it, this one, let me grab it. It is an opportunity for me to learn, it is an opportunity for me to grow, and therefore I am going in for it. And therefore you don't sit there and say to yourself that, okay, I can't do it, I am not worthy, therefore this one is not for me. So therefore I would say that you can take on new challenges, work at it, and achieve your dream. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much to our guest speakers for the detailed submissions you're giving us. And I believe our viewers are actually benefiting so much, me, myself inclusive. And we are going to our other point of discussion, or what we are going to discuss again on. So we are going to look at what can we do. We've seen, yes, we are born with the high self-esteem, we love ourselves, then along the way we've lost it, we've seen the causes, and then we've seen the benefits of having high self-esteem. But then what can we do for some of us who have low self-esteem? What can we do to boost our self-esteem? What is it that you advise us to do so that we can gain our esteem, our self-esteem again? And Evelyn, you can come in first.
Okay. Thank you very much. I believe that um, it is one way of recognizing your faults or some um, your lack or your weakness, and it's just another way of also working on it. So I believe that if you are able to recognize that, okay, I have low self-esteem, you make a very conscious effort to work on it. You make a very conscious effort to look at how do I work on it. First of all, you can speak to the experts. I believe that you can also speak to the experts and then seek their advice. You can also work on it by you yourself. You because you know that, okay, I'm loving myself. You're by changing your mindset. I need to work on my mindset. Start speaking to yourself. Whenever those things come into play, whenever those things come into mind, that okay, I am unworthy, you can quickly change it by saying that no, I am worthy. You can speak positively to yourself. Have a positive affirmation. Speak it. You can as well leave small notes to yourself. If you think that you can't do it, just write it as a daily routine. That okay, I have those things that I want to say to myself. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I can do it. Positive affirmations to yourself that you can practice it daily or maybe twice a day, because it is very difficult to change something or work at an old habit. But then with patience and hard work, you can change it. So I will leave it for now for other speakers to speak. Maybe I'll come back again to talk about it. Over to you, Irene.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. And Olive, you can add on what Evelyn has said.
Uh, okay. Thank you, Irene. I think finally I can be seen. Okay. Basically, how do we improve our self-esteem? There's one point I like a lot. Like, when you get like a job, yeah, or you want to apply for a job, you want to apply for, let me say, a course, yeah. Then you are like, how students want to apply engineering, medicine, eh? And then you tell yourself, but sincerely, can I manage those sciences? Yeah. So me, I usually tell myself, if someone else managed to do it, yeah, and then this is something which is possible to actually do, that means I can also do it. Yeah. So to improve your self-esteem, the first thing I think about is that inner voice. Yeah. You have to be nice to yourself. That little voice that tells you you can do it. It's it's quite a motivating. It's more powerful than you think. You can go a very long way with just being nice to yourself and believing in yourself. Yeah. Then we can also improve our self-esteem by you do you. Yeah? Don't try to compare yourselves to others. Yeah? You do they said you do you. Be yourself. Do something you know you can do yourself. If Fred can be the executive director for the Sons Initiative, I can be the executive director for Carol Cancer Foundation. Irene, you can be the host. You do you. Don't say, oh, I think let me also strive, maybe let me become a president now, because someone else is doing it. Do something because it's for you. Do it for yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. then nobody is perfect. Once we get to realize this, that uh, you can only be the best version of yourself. Mm? We can't, perfection is unrealistic. Achieving perfection is unrealistic. So you have to know this. To improve your self-esteem, you have to know that nobody is perfect. You can only do as best as you can, the best version of yourself. Then remember, everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes when people make mistakes, that's when the esteem becomes very low. Yeah. So to improve the self-esteem, you have to remember that everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. Then find a way to push past these mistakes and get back out there. Yeah. Then focus on what you can change. There are some things you can't change. Like I was saying, some let me see, some people who are, probably you get sick, you get HIV, you get cancer. These are situations you can't change. You've already acquired the disease. Then focus on what you can do to change. You can focus on treatment. Yeah. So to improve your self-esteem, most times you have to focus on what you can change. Then do what makes you happy. Mm? Don't do something that doesn't make you happy. Do something you're passionate about. You would find that you don't actually need to force the esteem in such situations. If you're passionate about something, it's evident. The esteem just oozes out. Then celebrate the small stuff. Some people think I have to wait until I achieve something very grand, then I celebrate it. No, boost your esteem. Celebrate even the small stuff. Yeah? Have you managed to register your SIM card? Celebrate. I've achieved something. Let me now move on. Have you managed to work and probably buy yourself a pair of shoes? Celebrate. These are the small things you have to celebrate to boost our esteem. Then surround yourself with supportive people. I believe, leave alone the years where you go astray, probably peer pressure one. But as we grow up, as we become adults, you're able to tell this person is just a negative person, this is a positive person, this is support, this one is supportive. Yeah, so those are the ones. Maybe the other thing I could say about the small victories. Yeah, you don't have to say I have to achieve something big. Something as simple as being able to travel on your own, that can boost your esteem. Yeah, you can improve. You can say, if I can actually travel by myself from this district to another one. Yeah, these are the small victories we are talking about. Yeah, yeah. So that's my simple submission for now. But I base so much on, like, being nice to yourself, encouraging yourself, and like Evelyn said, if you feel you need to talk to someone to boost this esteem, then you go ahead and do it. Yeah, back to you, Irene.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Olive, for that detailed submission. Our our other guest speaker is in studio. Let's allow Mary to introduce herself and give her submission. Then we'll continue.
Hello, Irene. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm really sorry for joining at this time. I apologize. I lost track of the time. Like you can see, I'm even on the road. But immediately I checked and I saw your message. I had to just quickly join. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for just coming in. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. Good afternoon, fellow speakers. Thank you very much for holding the fort and, of course, for doing a great job so far. My name is Mary Ogundimo, and I'm a communications consultant and a storyteller. It's great to be here. Thank you very much for having me, Irene. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much, Mary, for joining us. And we were actually discussing the last question, but we are going to give you a chance to talk to us about what you had prepared to talk to us about regarding self-esteem.
I didn't get the question. Could you come again?
No, I was saying we were actually on the last question. What can we do to boost our self-esteem?
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So thank you very much. I know that all speakers, other panelists must have definitely done just topic of discussion, which is self-esteem. So one of the things that we can use to boost self-esteem, like I really wish I joined earlier because I would have loved to share my personal story of how I self because of just jump all of the details and then move on to how I was able to overcome that particular low self-esteem at the point. So one of the things I decided to do is to begin to accept myself for who I am and to love myself enough. Lots of people suffer low self-esteem for different reasons, right? There are lots of reasons why people suffer low self-esteem, but you need to start from the point of self-acceptance. You need to accept yourself for who you are and love yourself for who you are, because there are some situations that after a long time, there's actually nothing you can do about it. So you need to get to that point where you just accept yourself, not because you want to excuse yourself or just ignore some things, but accept yourself for who you are and love yourself that way. That way you are able to just enter that space where you know that you are enough all by yourself. So that's one thing I did at the time that helped me to move from that phase of low self-esteem. Another thing I did was to read books that boosted my confidence. I read books that boosted my confidence. I wanted to just gain knowledge. I wanted to just equip myself enough with the right knowledge and the right values. So I began to search for knowledge from books. I know that the more I read, the more I get exposed, the more my knowledge is increased. And so I can now beat myself up, and then because of one particular or from some personal things, and then because of that, I begin to lose myself, even while trying to find myself, right? So I began to read books, and I continued to gain knowledge. Another thing I did was that so aside from loving myself and accepting myself for who I am, I then began to look for friends or people that loved me the way I am, also that are able to accept me the way I am, that are able to give me to no one is ridiculing you, or no one is talking to you or bashing you. No one is talking to you in a rash manner. We all respect ourselves, we all hold ourselves in high esteem. So that in itself has a way of boosting one's self-esteem. The more you find yourself in the midst of people who do not love you, who do not accept you, who do not encourage you, who do not advise you and tell you the right things to do or the things not to do, the more you begin to look at yourself as, someone that doesn't matter. But those basic things I shared are the things that worked for me. So that's what I would say about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mary. And to maybe take us back a little so that we can get more of Mary's submissions, we were also asking about what are the benefits of having high self-esteem. You can also share with us about the benefits and the advantages of having high self-esteem. Over to you,
Okay, the
Mary.
question is for me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, Evelyn, you can. Okay, she's back. Let's wait for her. Let her first respond to that. Then we can continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Irene, once again. So the question now is, what are the benefits of high self-esteem? So one of the benefits that always stand out for me any day, anytime is that when you have high self-esteem, you are able to stand anywhere to present yourself and to represent yourself in good light. So what I mean is that the level of esteem you have for yourself is what is going to push you, is what is going to give you that confidence to stand anywhere and present yourself and talk or impact, give value, and all of that. So, high self esteem in itself has a way of boosting our confidence in ourselves as an individual and in the confidence people have in us. So, uh, it's simple. People take you the way you present yourself to them. If you present yourself as someone who doesn't have any esteem or who has low self esteem, people take you like that. But if you present yourself in the other way, people also take you like that. So one of the things for me is that your confidence level is just on a very high scale. Another thing that I would say is a benefit of high self-esteem is your ability to really dream big and aim at higher things. It's only someone with high self-esteem who is able to actually dream big dreams and achieve those dreams. It comes again with that kind of with that level of confidence you have in yourself. Like you're able to dream a particular dream to say, "Oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. Oh, I see this person and I love the way this person is. Oh, I pick this person up as my role model, or I pick this person up as my mentor, or I want to just be like that person." If you don't have high self-esteem, it will be very difficult for you to even look up to some persons because you feel like, oh, because they're better than you, then there's no point. Why do I even want to hang around them? Or why do I even want to move around them? Or why do I even want to talk with them, right? So if you have a high self-esteem, you are able to dream big dreams, and you believe in yourself enough that, oh, this dream I am dreaming, though it is big, I can achieve it. So you now move from the level of just dreaming alone, you go to that of making that dream a reality. You go to the point of believing so much in that dream. It's that high self-esteem that's going to help you do that. Another thing that comes with high self-esteem is your ability to influence people. With high self-esteem, your chances of influencing people positively around you are very high. If you don't have high self-esteem, it'll be very difficult. I mean, you can't even pick up a child to mentor because you feel like, oh, I can't just do it. Oh, I don't know how to do it. You see yourself so little, you see yourself so small. But the high self-esteem you have is going to it influences your thought system, it influences your thought pattern, and immediately you know that, you know what, I can impact in people, I can influence people, I can spread my light, I can I can just be of impact to somebody else. That's what high self-esteem does for you. Another thing, which is going to be my final point about high self-esteem, is that it also helps you to become a better person generally. It works like that. Every aspect of your life begin to synchronize and begin to fall in place because the high self-esteem you have affects every part of your life. So you see yourself becoming better in specific. And when I say specific now, I'm talking about, so like in personal relationship, in general relationship, in finance, in spirituality, in academics, it just boosts you, and then you strive to become a better person every day, every time, just because of the high self-esteem you possess. So that will be it for me.
Thank you so much, Mary, for that detailed explanation. And I believe we are all learning from our guest speakers who have blessed us today. So, Evelyn, you can kindly add your voice.
Thank you. All I can say is that self-esteem plays a very vital role in our entire life, positively or negatively. And people with low self-esteem are likely to sabotage themselves because they don't feel deserving. Like I said earlier on, my darling, you deserve the best. The good book says that I know the thoughts and the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good, to bring you to a perfect expectation. So therefore, God expects you to do better. God expects you to know more. So you should know that you deserve the best. You could also say that everybody lacks confidence occasionally. Yes, of course, we are not perfect. We make mistakes at a point in time, but we need to be responsible for those mistakes and look at those mistakes as an opportunity for us to grow and learn. Positive self-esteem is possible. You have to be willing to work at it and be intentional, be very intentional to make an effort towards changing your mindset. We are all created uniquely with a different abilities, different flaws. You are uniquely created and you have your qualities, you have your strength, you have your weaknesses. So you cannot act in my shoes. You cannot be me and I cannot be you. But all I can say is that I would encourage that you run your own race at your own pace with Christ at the center of it all. Thank you for having me. Over to you, Irene.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for that. And hope it was your concluding remark. But then I will bring you back again because I want you to help us understand something. But let me first give chance to everyone to give their concluding remarks. Then you can talk to us about the Young African Women Congress Network. Okay, Fred, you can also come in and give your concluding remarks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Irene, and earlier participants that have submitted their views. As we conclude, allow me say that everything derives its value from its maker. So the maker gives it value. And so the point I'm trying to make is the issue of faith. And for my faith as a Christian, it is very important because my value is determined by my creator. So Evelyn was talking so much about the good book. So me as a Christian believer, what the Bible tells me that I am as a Christian, as a child of God, there are so many things that the Bible says about me because that is my faith. And so those things build my self-esteem. And so my encouragement to our viewers and the people that are following, that it's very important for us to incorporate in our faith in the way we view ourselves. And then finally, to the parents. Parents are the primary people that build the children's self-esteem. So I want us to desist and detach ourselves from the culture that used to think that when you praise your children, then they get spoiled. That is not true. So I'm just appealing to parents. It is your role. You are the primary person that builds the esteem of your child. If you don't do it, then other people will come in and tell your child how bad they are. And so they will ruin their self-image and worth. So as parents, it is our role to tell our children they are beautiful, if they are girls, to tell our boys they are handsome, to encourage them and tell them, yes, they can do it. Still quoting from the Bible, God himself had to declare publicly at the baptism of Jesus and said, this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. So it is not bad for us as parents to praise our children, to encourage them, to tell them they can do it, because we are that voice of authority that can affect their lives. So yeah, that would be the submission that I can make in conclusion. Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you so much, Fred. And Olive, kindly give your concluding remarks.
Thank you, Irene. And a big thank you to our speakers, Mary, Fred, and Evelyn. My conclusion, I would say, Fred brought up a point of saying our parents do praise our children, that this is something which can boost their confidence and their esteem. My cry or my plea would go out to not only the parents but also the authoritative figures, yeah, the caregivers, because you do find some people do have parents, but they have these authoritative figures who are around our children. Because some families you find that the child respects the uncle a lot, eh? Like my uncle who has achieved it all, but the uncle doesn't mind what he tells the children. So as we appeal to our parents as well, we appeal to all these authoritative figures too. Might be mindful of how you treat the young ones. Yeah. Then our peers, be mindful of how you treat each other. Then of our leaders, be mindful of what you portray to our to your followers. Yeah, like all stakeholders involved, I would say they need to be mindful and play their part in boosting each other's self-esteem. So basically, self-esteem, it's your opinion of yourself. Yes, so to you out there, self-esteem is the opinion of yourself and your abilities. Yeah. It could be high, like we said, it could be low, or it could be in between. So it's up to you to practice ways to make yourself feel better. To practice, we've talked about various methods. It's up to you to uplift yourself. And if you can't do it, like Evelyn said, let's seek out the help. Yeah. So we do, as Carol Cancer Foundation, we do have a counseling program online and also face to face. And we found that these are helpful sessions as well. So some people are comfortable talking to someone else other than their parents, other than their friends. So do reach out. Yeah. So my parting shot, Irene, is be confident in yourself. It's your opinion that matters. No one is perfect. But if you do need to seek help, do seek the help. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Olive, for your concluding remarks. Mary, kindly give us your concluding remarks.
Thank you very much. And I must say that it's been at least the part I met. All of the speakers have done excellently as regards to our topic. So usually when people attend events or seminars or conferences like this, the only thing I like to tell them to go with is to go on and do all they've learned. People attend events like this, and then at the end of the day, there's no significant change. So all I would just advise anyone listening right now is go ahead and do everything. The things that the speakers have shared with you today, the things that you've heard, the resolutions you've made, the things you already have in mind, go ahead and do those things. Be a doer of this word, right? Don't just be a hearer, just like the Bible said also. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much. And of course, do all you can to build your self-esteem. It's going to help you a lot in life. Do all you can to build it.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mary,
you
for your
very much.
concluding remarks.
I'm so
Going
sorry.
like
Now.
it's okay. Evelyn, Madam Evelyn, I don't know whether you're there, and because I wanted you to talk about the Young African Women Congress Network. And since me, I always share the messages from the Young African Women Congress Network, and actually we are blessed that the four ladies, four ladies right now we have here in studio are proudly associated with the Young African Women Congress Network, with Mary being the chapter president for Nigeria, and
Right.
Madam Evelyn, the global vice president. Madam Evelyn, kindly talk to us about the Young African Women Congress so that our viewers can actually get to know more about it.
Thank you very much, Madam Irene. The Young African Women Congress, it's a network of young women of African descent across the continent and the diaspora to exchange ideas with regards to issues pertaining to or pertinent to women's development through keynote addresses, panel discussions, group brainstorming sections, and just to make our continent better. And we have the objectives too is to empower women in a more collaborative approach, to mobilize the to promote grassroots mobilization for young women leadership in Africa. We do this through master classes. We have the internship, mentorship, and etc. etc. So basically, I believe that what I could say in a nutshell, it's a gathering of young women to share ideas to make our continent better with regards to uh, the development of on women issues. Yeah, basically, I believe basically that was what I can say about the Young African Women Congress. Yeah, over to you, Irene.
Thank you. Thank you, our president, for that. And for all the ladies who are viewing us, please kindly join the Young African Women Congress Network in whichever country you're in. We are in Nigeria, we are in Liberia, we are in Sierra Leone, we are in Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and yeah, so kindly join the network. You can check out the Facebook pages. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram. Try to find more, and really, we will be happy to have you on board. To our guest speakers, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for accepting my invitation. This wouldn't have happened if you had said no. So I'm blessed and grateful that you actually accepted my invitation. And to our viewers out there, thank you for always joining us. Thank you for always viewing us wherever you're viewing from. And till next time, God bless you.